Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to Sunday Community Skirmish number 9. I am Imagine and with me is Sir Morty. Morty.
Hello.
We are moving into our next matchup between the Glowwater Thralls and Sacrilege. The little brackets haven't been updated yet, but Glowwater Thralls did beat out Sacrilege. And I think the Riders beat Cake, right?
I'm unaware of what happened in the last game. Joined in the stream and they were just starting their second game.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see if I can see here.
Yeah, I just
Yeah, it
missed
looks
out
like
getting that.
Riders actually won 5-0-5-0. That's actually a little bit surprising.
Ooh, that's harsh. Oh well.
Well, that's just the way that these things go sometimes. So far the two teams in the semifinals here are Sacrilege and the Riders, and Glowwater Thralls have joined them from match letter A, and we are going to go into Sacrilege versus Glowwater Thralls, and this should be quite an exciting matchup here. Both very, very strong teams. Sacrilege has been faltering a little bit, however, lately. They've had a little bit of a tough time in the Festus Challenge.
Yeah, they seem to excel at mid-level play, but can't seem to push any higher than that glass ceiling, and I can't for the life of me figure out why. They seem to play very well. They know what they're doing. They know their ship builds.
Yeah, it just
I
seems like
just
sometimes their execution lacks. Like sometimes they just don't have the focus necessary, I guess. And it seems sometimes like if they aren't able to get things going the way that they need it to or they envision it to, they have a hard time improvising, coming up with a different way of approaching things.
Yeah, that could be it. I mean, we have seen a couple of circumstances where a little bit more diversification would have been better, a little bit more adaptability would have been better, such as sticking headlong onto a target you know is no threat to you at the moment, while not being able to defend an ally, so on and so forth. I think another bit the Sacrilege might be struggling a little bit with at the moment is the generalization of their builds. They play very straightforward, very well used, very tried and true, but very straightforward builds. There's no drastic innovation there. There's no silly mobular build like the Asia Globular can be. There's no adaptation. There's no bringing say, a blender fish when it might not fit, but it could work very well. You
Yeah, I
just
mean, if you think
take
about
things that
it,
fit.
in this matchup, I think it would almost be perfect to bring a blender fish. You know, you're going against the Mobula and the Goldfish on Duel at Dawn.
Yeah.
You know, it seems just like that's something you could definitely do. They are pulling out a galleon, and so we're actually going to see almost a repeat ships of last game if it continues on like this, because it was a galleon Pyramidion versus Mobula Goldfish.
Yeah, but I think these builds for Sacrilege are better than what we had last time because we have a mid-range galleon with
Yeah,
ability to disable, and then we have a Pyramidion which is actually built for brawling. No more long range on a small map.
yeah, absolutely. They do have that gap mortar pyro going on, which should help a lot, especially if Scrim and Craft started coming as close as they were
Yeah.
last match. We might see the Goldfish not actually getting in the face of the Pyramidion as much, and that could actually help the Pyramidion not get disabled as easily.
We can
Um,
only hope so. My only concern with this is whether or not Sacrilege can maneuver that galleon well enough. If they
yes,
can keep that galleon in a position where it can't be flanked and disabled by the goldfish and then just left to its own devices while it tries to faff, then they're in a good spot. If that happens, then you've got a worthless ship, really, haven't you?
yeah, no, absolutely. All right, so let's get into Duel at Dawn. As you can tell, it is a death match. First to count 5 kills will win in this best of 3. Let's get a quick rundown of ships with the Sacrilege team. We've got the Sacrilege Dynasty, that is Tropo's ship. It's got Carronade Hwacha one side with Hades up top, Flamethrower in the back, and another Hwacha Carronade on the other side. And on the Ares, that is captained by Cassis Krios. We've got the Gatling Mortar up front with a Flamethrower and a Flare Gun on the side.
Back again, we're back with the Asia Globia that we saw last time, flown by Scrimscraw. with far left side upper deck flare gun, which they're using to light up clouds at the moment. Lower left side deck Gatling gun. Top of the wheelhouse, you have a Banshee light carousel. You also have a standard gap mortar on the right side. We also have the same same Hawacha fish flown last time by KC Craft. Oh, I can't spell
Graphics
it.
30.
Graphics 30. Thank you. I can never say that right. I don't know why.
Trust me, I struggle with it a lot too.
The same ones again, and I think they're just going to go for a repeat of success. But
Oh my god, the Glowfish has gotten just
battered
absolutely
already.
slammed here, and they're trying to ram the Sacrilege Dynasty, and actually, all they managed to do there is to kill themselves. Now, the Ares had turned around.
Wow.
But they are getting hammered now, is the Ares, and will they go down? No, they just managed to survive. And now the Globula is going to get taken down here, and this little blitzing action that the Thralls tried ends up blowing themselves up in the face, and that is very, very quick 2-0 here for the Sacrilege
Wow, it's almost as if they thought they were flying against Grim again. Are they still in that mindset where they can push as hard as they like and not have to worry about so many repercussions? No, you're against Sac.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a different team, a little bit of a different build too. You know, once you get that gap mortar going, it's definitely hard to counteract that. Now, Sacrilege Dynasty is moving out, and I'm not entirely sure if this is the best thing for them to do, especially with the Ares now a little bit behind. Ares did almost get taken down there, and that would have been very good for the Thralls to pick up, even if the Globula had died after that, which I'm not sure they would have.
Yeah.
But now the Glowfish is catching the Sacrilege Dynasty in the side. But all they managed to do, is just disable an engine, and now with the return fire,
goes down, and here come the mortars.
Oh, they've been able to get this down. Globula losing and the Ares actually is the one that gets taken out. And Globula did take a large gob of damage, but with the Ares already so low health, it was just a matter of time.
Yeah, they just had to be sure that they could take more damage than the other guy. Now the Sacrilege Dynasty is in a bad position as the AZ Globula is coming up behind them. They're still focused on that goldfish.
And Sacrilege Dynasty losing armor now, and here comes the mortars. But a lot of those mortars actually go in between the hull and the balloon.
Yeah, they missed, and here comes the Ares after the AZ Globula again.
Yeah,
this could be very unpleasant for them.
Coming right behind him, gonna get a ram, keep the Globula in front of them. They do get Watch of Fire into their side, and I think that's... Oh, it actually didn't disable anything. But they're not able to follow the Globula down, and now they're facing the Hwacha of the Glowfish.
Yeah, but it's meant that the Sacrilege Dynasty has had a few moments to recompose themselves, so they're probably going to see some more targeted Hwacha Fire after the Glowfish. There we go.
Yeah, and that will unfortunately not really take down anything, and that's really one of the bad things about the Hwachas. If you fire and it doesn't actually take out any components, it's not going to be all that great. Glowfish coming on up here, and they will maybe be able to disable before the Globula can do anything. Flamethrower coming into the side of the Ares disables most of the guns there. Armor almost down as well. There it goes. Will those mortars from the Globula finish it off? Yes, they will. And actually, I think that was another Banshee kill there for the Globula.
Yeah, it seems that the Banshee is doing the fair amount of killing power this game, but the AZ Globula has then lost his hull and balloon. They're struggling.
Oh, no, that Hwacha coming in at the right time.
Fantastic opportunistic shot there. That was a fantastic shot.
Morty, you know, we said that the last game was going to be dirty. This is just absolutely filthy here. This is just spawning right back into one another. I think the Globula will probably take the same spawn that oh no, they actually take the back spawn here. So they're trying to collect themselves a little bit.
Ribs. Yeah, it's again a dirty game. It's dirty enough to make a nun blush. I mean, good grief. Well, here they go. We've got to wait a moment for the Galleon to try and get some height and maneuver over these ribs. It's not easy to get over these high ribs in the Galleon, especially with its relatively limited flight ceiling. So it gives the Glowwater Thralls a little bit of respite to try and recoup and get that chem sprays back up and get everything fixed and ready to go.
Yeah, the Sacrilege Dynasty trying to see what their best approach is, using a little bit of Hades here to just poke at the Glowfish.
Yeah, just trying to lure them out. trying to lure something up so that the Ares can get underneath, but the Ares was spotted, unfortunately. See, we got another fight with the Ares trying to get down the AZ Globule, but they've changed targets again, see if they can shoot out that gat, and sorry, that, slow down. He's trying to shoot out the front gun on that goldfish.
Yep, yep. Which they're not quite able to do. Ares did take a little bit of a hit there. No permanent damage done, but did have a lot of its armor being destroyed by that double Gatling, which is just happening over and over again, really.
Yeah, we've got the AZ Globule trying to find a bit of cover now while they get the whole fires out and get everything back to normal and back into fighting shape.
Yeah, so a lot of these Hades shots from the Sacrilege Dynasty kind of just blind firing. They sort of knew where the Glowfish was. Didn't really hit anything, however. It's hard enough to hit a Hades already, and once you're doing it without a spot on the ship that you're trying to hit, it just gets that much more difficult.
Yeah, you can't successfully hit really a moving ship with a Hades, especially with cloud cover as thick as these and as regular as these.
Alright, so we do get a little bit of a standoff here after some hard action. The Glowwater Thralls, I think, finally realizing, alright, we got to slow this down a little bit, think about what we're doing. We got to make sure that we're on the same page. We can't just rush in there like we did last match.
Yeah.
But Glowfish is getting a little bit ahead of itself here. I think the Globule thought it was higher than it was and would be able to come over the ribs there, and now they finally get going.
Oh,
but the
that's
Globule,
a brutal hit.
Yeah, Globule takes a large smash there. Glowfish trying to disable the Ares, but only able to take out one of the weapons, and I think it was just like a flare gun too, and not even a real gun.
No, they took out that front Gatling gun, which gave the AZ Globule a little bit of respite.
Oh, Glowfish just gets smashed here.
Oh, but those mortar shells missing mostly. We've got one or two good hits, but it's being chased. It's being chased right the way up there.
Yeah, and the Globule is way, way far down. It's going to have its work cut out to come up, and now here comes that. Watch out. Once that armor's down, they barely managed to get it back up. Will those mortars connect there to finish the Goldfish off? Just not able to do so. And that's going to give the Globule maybe enough time to rise up here and beat at the Ares. But no, the Ares takes him down.
Kill as well. Oh, that's such a shame. Well, now we've got the AZ Globule. I think it's best option to cut your losses and run. They seem to be doing that, trying to harass and get around the edge of the map and through the ribs.
You've got to be extremely careful here, because if you're not moving with the appropriate speed around this rib, the wind will smash you right back into the rib, and that's about it. Oh, okay.
They grazed it, but it was nothing too problematic there.
Yeah, it can get really bad there if you don't have enough
But we've
speed
had
to
the
get
Glowfish spawn right out in the middle of nowhere, with just as a prime target for Sacrilege Destiny in the Ares. Why have they spawned there when their allies run towards the ribs? I do not know, but
no, not quite sure either. It got a little bit better for them because they were up high in the Ares, and the Sacrilege Dynasty were down low, so they weren't getting hit immediately. But here comes the double fire. All Sac needs is just one more kill. Glowfish trying to desperately escape out of here. Does go underneath the Ares. The Ares got a little bit anxious there, and the Glowfish will try to escape, but with its balloon down and dragging along the ground. However, the Ares has actually lost its armor. Glowfish is about to go down as well. Down it goes just before the Ares gets taken down. Great job by Sacrilege there. They really took the aggressiveness of the Glowwater Thralls and used it against them.
Yeah, that was a very aggressive game by Glowwater Thralls. Very dirty fighting. A questionable spawn there at the end, but overall, I can't fault them for anything. Maybe a little aggressive, maybe a little over-aggressive, but the positioning was fine, their builds were fine, and it just came down to blind luck. Some missed mortar shots, probably swayed that game back and forward more than positioning or a bad spawn ever would have.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very hard-fought game from both sides, but Sacrilege do manage to take out game number 1, but as we have said before, this is a best of 3, and thusly we'll be going into our second match, and it looks like we are going to have to remake the lobby here, because it will be Dunes for map number 2, so let me quickly switch screens and get our next lobby going. Battle on the Dunes. Gonna play very, very differently than Duel at Dawn, of course.
Yeah.
Very long range. I expect to see quite a lot of sniping going on.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of sniping. Maybe we'll probably see the comeback of the lumberjack goldfish again, because that's a very tried and true, and very easy to use on that map. Nothing you have to worry about hitting, and there's not very much windage or cloud covered, so to speak of. You get that big block of clouds rolling through the middle, but you've still got plenty of space either side to work with.